Hello! I know it's not Monday, but we were out of school for snow on Monday, so I'm going to do my book talks today. Over the break, I read just literally a whole pile of books, okay? Like a pile of books. That's not even all of them, because I gave some away the other day when kids were in here to check out books. I'm going to try to not talk about all of them, but I probably will, because that's what I do in there right here. This one we have in the library. I listened to this on audio through Reads. We've talked about that before, the free audiobooks and ebooks through the public library. And I would definitely recommend, if you love The Princess Bride, read this book and or listen to the audio. The audio was read by Carrie Elwes and also featured Robin Wright, Wallace Shawn, and Rob Reiner. It was fantastic. If you like the movie, you will learn all kinds of interesting things that happened during the movie. After I listened to the book, I watched the movie again with my son, who was watching it for the first time, and it just made it so much better. So check it out if you like that. One of my goals this year is actually to read less, which I know I'm not doing a great job so far of reading less, which, to be fair, most of these books I read before the end of the year. But another thing I'm trying to do is to read more diverse perspectives. So I'm going to try to be reading titles by and about people of color. I already try to read these things as well, LGBT plus, perspectives, things like that. Along this line, I read The Fire This Time. It is edited by Jessamine Ward. It is essays and poems and things about race in America. And the main takeaway from this book that I had to share with you guys is, if you don't think there's a problem with race in America, I just encourage you to read this book. If you do think there's a problem with race in America, read this book also. But it was very interesting to read from my perspective, to get some information from another perspective. And I'll use perspective like 10 times there, but anyway. I just read Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. And it is referencing the Underground Railroad from the times of slavery. But in this book, it is actually an underground railroad, okay, like with trains and tracks and stations and such like that. That is the main difference between this and your regular escaped slave narrative. That said, it is written for adults, but I did not find it to be quite as adult as a lot of other adult books that I've read. So even though there are horrors of slavery and things like that, it wasn't super terribly scarring to me. But the characters were interesting, and you want to follow Cora and her journey to freedom. We will be getting those two books for the library. This one we have is called What We Saw, and this is about a girl, and she was at a party. At the beginning of the book, she was at a party, and she was drinking. Everybody was drinking, and her friend, who she's grown up with, took her home. She got too drunk to stay, too drunk to go home, and her friend took her home. Another girl in a similar situation was not so lucky. She was not taken home from the party. She was too drunk to know what was going on, and she was sexually assaulted. There was a video taken at the party, which everyone is denying exists. No one will come forward and talk about what they saw. So this is a great book for discussing and reading about sexual assault, things that happen around instances like that. There's a lot of talk about victim blaming, and it's not preachy. It's not like, oh, hey, we shouldn't do that. But it was really well done, I thought, as well as being a very engaging story. So a lot of issues, as well as a quick read. Learning to Swear in America. I talked about this when we unboxed it. Just really quickly, it was funny. It was smart. It's about a Russian teenager who is brought to America to work with Jet Propulsion Labs to try to figure out how to knock an asteroid off course so it does not hit California and kill a bunch of people. And he has an idea for what to do, and they don't want to do it. So you can see what that is and how he goes about trying to make that happen. Holding Smoke by L. Cosimano, I guess is how you say her name. This is about a boy who is in a juvenile detention facility, and he has the ability to leave his body. Okay, he can do astral projection, where your spirit leaves your body and you can travel and do other things. So he will go out of the facility and basically get information and do things for other people on the inside. And it's a kind of, we've got it in fantasy, but it's really kind of more like a mystery horror sort of thing. But it was very engaging and definitely pulled me right along. And I don't want to tell you too much about it because then you'll know what happens. So check it out. This one is a sequel to Six of Crows. I'm not going to tell you anything about it except that I really liked it. And if you like, Ocean's 11 is what it's compared to. It is a heist type story. There are people with magical powers, but that's not the main deal. But it was really good. Check it out. You gotta read Six of Crows first, though. This one is about a murder cult. There is tons and tons and tons of blood in this book, so if you don't like blood, don't read this book. If you do like things like that, then check it out. It really should be in horror, so we're going to put it there. But it was good. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else that I really desperately want to tell you about, except for I also listened to the audio of Sleeping Giants, which I would recommend. Look up Sleeping Giants. It's a sci-fi. It's about one of the main characters is a scientist, and when she was a little girl, she fell into a hole containing a giant robot hand. And then after that, she spends a large part of her life trying to find the rest of the pieces of this robot. So it was really good. The audio was full cast, which means, of course, for me, it's automatically better. And you can get that through Reads to the Public Library as well. So that's it. I'm done, and I'll see you guys not Monday because we'll be out of school, but probably next Thursday. Miss Porter and I will be back with a tip.